Yes, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band, James on the beat.
To the spoon to get your information. To the spoon to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just to spoon. You want to get a news update, but rather to spoon.
So when Joanne got there, they said again, Joanne, you're my uncle. But we can't go. I'll call you today. You know when I call you, I'm sure you're thinking, you're man. What was in the call? But I'll call you to tell you. My respect for you, your hatred for me, both should be far lesser than our love for Israel. Because Israel is surrounded by enemies. And because of that, I am hereby promoting you to the rank of a general, a teacher for the entire Israeli army.
Thank
to defend
you.
Israel and to defend me as a king.
Amen.
Joab could not get away. So he asked the king, he said, you are my second pope, we are family people. So are you telling me, you're making me general and chief of the Israeli army, knowing fully well that one day I can overthrow you? They will say, I'm aware, but you will not do that because the enemies want to get rid of me, get rid of the country, and all of us. So I put you in charge. So that statement from David and the promotion that was given to Joy, they threw away the hatred, the malice, and whatever problem they had, they went away. They met offenses for the sake of Israel. I'm sitting there to say that on the Koga and myself, we're not enemies. But we don't know what even has been between us. But the country we come from is the only country in the republic that was declared enemy of the state. There are video recordings that show clearly the president at that time statement he made, the conference he had, national conference, international conference combined, and told the people who know Nema people to tell them to leave the country, to leave, or their children, their wife, their parents will never be seen again. If a government that the nation pays taxes to and buy weapons of destruction and face a country to eliminate them, to wipe them off and say, I'll plan on Kisara. That is why we did what we did to survive. We secured today, yesterday. And we have enjoyed peace for 24 years. We have enjoyed peace for 24 years, unbroken years, undisrupted peace. We have it 24 years. When we're speaking reality, people who don't know say, we're scared, we're comfortable. No, we're not afraid. But is that why we put food on the table? Is that why we attract investors to come? The unemployment rate is so high. People are suffering. So people who come with destructive tactics, economic crackle, asset recovery, if these things are necessary now after 24 years of peace, the question is that the proper time now? You just got elected, you are not sat down. When the boss say in the chair in the street, they can stretch. You are not sat down. Security is still at risk. The army is yet to be fully structured. The NSA is yet to be fully structured. So
My brother, Tuto Spoon. You got a Spoon TV, you got a Spoon Radio, Tuto Spoon. Yeah, Tuto Spoon. You wanna get the news update, Tuto Spoon. What? Yeah, Rastafari. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. Kilibamba, kilibamba, kilibamba. What I want? Yes, what you about today? Spoon TV. Yes, what you about today? Spoon TV. Spoon Skidibidi-dabado. Spoon TV. Spoon Entertainment. Kua. Bese kua, kudileo. Kudileo.
Tuto Spoon, to get your information. Tuto Spoon, to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Yes, I, a special one from the CEO, stand coming with the spoon. And your boy, Friday the Southern Band. James on the beat.
Tuto Spoon, to get your information. Tuto Spoon, to be part of our discussion. Spoon television. Spoon radio station.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Monrovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just Tuto Spoon, you will know. If the children crying for starvation, just Tuto Spoon. You want to get a news update, my brother, Tuto Spoon. You want to know what is happening in Monrovia, Tuto Spoon. Politicians want to make their decision, just Tuto Spoon. You want to know what happening in
A fuss of gay, or we try to keep the peace. Not one soldier, not one senator from Nigeria ever talked bad about any of us in this country. During this gone election, you made a statement regarding Honorable Kuma, who is now the vice president of the Republic of Liberia and president of the Liberian Senate. You acknowledged the grand jury not to vote for a killer. You rather vote for me. Today, everything has changed. He is our vice president. He is the president of the Liberian Senate, before whom we sit as he presides. Today, you have indicted the people of Libya again of poisoning some of grand jury, of not allowing grand juries to migrate. Everyone is allowed to migrate whatever country you want to go to. If you keep yourself conservative, you don't travel and settle there, well, it's up to you. But I want you to please, I beg you, to maintain the peace in your spoken words and all that you do. What you said today was a disgrace to the people of Nimba. I've been here long. That did not come to the attention, to our attention, when it was open up. Was any grandchildren person in the country that you know of the interest? Okay, I'm just hearing it. I come to your office, you come to my office, you didn't tell me, but you prefer to bring us to the public to say we are killer and we kill somebody. It is not good. Please maintain the peace. It is stormy. It is clouded. It is characterized by so many disappointments. Hopelessness for some, hope for some. People have to manage their expectations. The sky may be dark. The situation will be so windy. You may not see your way through, you may be disappointed. Some people are grieved, others are happy.
Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Liberia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Morovia. Spoon gonna tell you what is happening in Africa. Just to spoon you and know. The children crying for.
Okay, tune to Spoon. If the children crying for starvation, you want to know what's happening across the country, tune to Spoon. This is Spoon FM. This is the Spoon Network. We are live across the country on 107.5 Spoon FM, 101.1 Fabric. We're live on other frequencies across the country as well. Thanks to our partner radio stations that are always relaying the program. We're live online, Spoon TV, Fabric TV, and Super TV. Many thanks to the folks joining us on YouTube as well. Spoon Talk Live is our YouTube handle. This is the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. I want to welcome everyone tonight. Thanks for joining us on the show. I'm Nelson Colette. This is where we talk Liberia. This is where we bring you the updates, bring you objective analysis on those different issues here, and afford you the opportunity to share your thoughts on the different issues of concern. So again, welcome to the program tonight. We're going to share the updates, but just before doing that, let me recognize a few of you joining us in the comment section. Again, thanks for joining us tonight. I see Sabatus M. Young Jr. Thanks for joining us tonight. Abu S. Kamara, thanks for joining us. Moses Momolu, George Watkins Jr., Abu Fofana, thanks for coming on. Sam Fode, Anthony Sipo, Francis Rez, Sile Joseph, Moses Gay Car, Lai A. Kane, Freeman. Dear sister, thanks for joining us tonight. I see Victor UJ Morgan is here tonight as well. Idris Dauda Lome, thanks for being here tonight on the late night show. As we talk about Liberia, yes, as we bring you the different happenings across the country tonight, let's hope we can have a great show again. Please share the program as you join us tonight. It doesn't matter where you're joining in from. Kindly share the show across your social media handles, across the internet, on your timeline, on your Facebook. Let's have a great conversation tonight as we are here to talk Liberia, to bring the issues to you as they unfold. And thanks to all of the ardent followers of the late night show for always being here. And yes, most of you look up eagerly for the show, which we appreciate. And you always make up time to be here. And thanks to the many of you who share the program as well. We appreciate you for that. A lot is happening across the country. And as you come on the Spoon Network, you get to receive those updates in detail. That doesn't matter when you join the Spoon Network. We're committed to dishing out Liberia's very best. And that's why we make sure to get the shows coming on for you, the updates, the live broadcasts from across the Spoon Network, and all of that. Um, a lot has been happening, and most of you are aware that one of the major happenings in the country that has taken a lot of people by surprise was the news of the passing of the Newark County lawmaker, Senator Prince Johnson. You know, a lot of people have been talking about that. Uh, Tributes have been pouring in from people across the world um, to the bereaved family, the people of Newark County, Liberia, and there has just been mixed energy with respect to how the whole passing of the lawmaker has been taken. You know, others have different reactions to it. You know, so the energy has been mixed since this news broke up. But from the national perspective, it's a loss for the country because he gave up the ghost as a statesman, and you know, he will have to be given the due courtesy in that light, as it has been done for a lot of other people who have gone departed this world, especially after serving their country or while in service to country. So, yes, that is one of the major issue that's been going on, and you also know that there has been lots of communications coming up from the executive mansion, especially of recent, from the interim management team at the LEC, to the different the executive orders coming from the executive mansion as well. And then why this is happening, a lot of people are looking forward to what happens. A lot of people are looking forward to what happens on Monday. You know, how it's going to play out there at the level of the Supreme Court, the Temple of Justice, with the happenings at the House of Representatives. This is something that a lot of people are looking forward to. And going back to Senator Prince Johnson's situation, the president, the vice president, other officials uh, paid a condolence visit to the fallen senator today, to the bereaved family. Is resident there in Painesville. That's something that's been going on. And the president also appointed or made additional nomination of members of the government. And he has appointed folks at different institutions to include the Liberia Drugs Enforcement Agency. You have Sebastian Farr, who is now who has been nominated as the Deputy Director for Operations. G. Pokpa, Deputy Director for Administration. And talking about the LEC, there's an interim management team that have been set up there as well. Mr. Thomas Z. Gonkewon, yeah, Gonkewon is the interim managing director there at the LEC. You have Eric Augustine Featheries, the interim Deputy Managing Director for Administration, Emil Kanga, Interim Deputy Managing Director for Operations, and a lot more. Yes, that's for the LEC. And at the Board of National Commission on Arms, you have another batch of appointments that has been made there by the president. You know, so those are some of what's coming up from the executive mansion. The Grand Bassa County Superintendent was laid to rest over the weekend as well. In fact, that was yesterday, you know, and because of that, the lower house did not have a session. They announced that a day prior that they were not going to have actual activities because of the incident. And then coincidentally, why they announced a close of session or whatever because of the situation in Grand Bassa County, talking about the fact that they had to go to the funeral of the late Julia K. Bono, who was the superintendent. Madam Bono passed. She, you know, gave up the ghost sometime this month, So why that was going on, and then Senator Johnson's own situation came into the picture. So the president was also there, um, paying respect to her, someone who was also serving the country when the situation occurred. And the president also signed three executive orders to boost national development in the country. And that's something that's been up. We You have executive order number 140, exemption of custom duty for LPRC projects. That's executive order number 140. Executive order number 139, which has to do with the suspension of tariff on agricultural products. And the next one was executive order number 138, that has to do with tax exemption for the Liberian Electricity Corporation, that's the LEC. So those were executive orders that the president signed as well, three executive orders. Um, and then um, you have the deadline. Yes, the president uh, released the official deadline for people serving in government, individuals who have been appointed to um, serve in different positions in government, who are yet to declare the asset. Now, most of you are aware that the finance minister, Minister Augustine Kwehe, immediately following his his SNSA, when following his confirmation and all of that, when he took over, in less than a month, he was able to declare his asset, a little over 500,000, 533 million. That's what he declared as asset. And so that has put some pressure in this whole issue with respect to asset declaration. And so the president have given a final deadline for asset declaration. The last time we had this conversation, there were people who were concerned, especially after the LECC came up with a whole listing of the number of people in this government who are yet to declare their asset. LECC raised the alarm. The president had a cabinet meeting. He gave a warning to all of his officials to declare their asset. Those who are supposed to declare asset, he gave the warning. And then even after the warning, some weeks passed. There wasn't still any sign of improvement with respect to the number of public officials declaring their asset. LECC again came back to give another warning that officials of government who were not declaring their asset in line with 10.2 of the Code of Conduct for Public Officials, those people's salaries were going to be withheld. Yes, the LECC gave that warning. But even after the warning, there seemed to be no improvement. So this time around, the president himself is on it. And he released the official deadline for public officials. The president have given 10 days to all public officials, whether you director, you minister, just whoever you are. Once you fall within that bracket with respect to the number of public officials that are supposed to declare the asset, the president is saying that in 10 days' time, all those people who have not declared the asset should be able to do so. So when does the 10 days start? According to what the president released, what is on the e-motion, the 10 days take effect. It takes effect from November 27. It took effect from the 27th of November. And it runs to the 7th of December. So that's exact 10 days. So within the 10 days period, it is expected that all of those people who are yet to declare the asset will go ahead and do just that in line with what the law requires. So what are we going to see here? What exactly is going to happen here with respect to asset declaration? We've gone, about 9 months into the administration from the 22nd of January when the government was inaugurated, when the government took office officially. We've gone about 9 months in the administration. So with the caveat coming from the president now, what sort of significant impact is going to make the 10 days period? What should Liberians look forward to? What are we expected to see after the 10 days, especially the fact that the president have established this timeline? What happens to people who will not live up to the deadline as given by the president? Are we going to see dismissal of public officials? Are we going to see some people resigning because they've not declared the assets? Are we going to see the LECC, for example, withholding the salaries of public officials because they failed to declare their asset? What exactly is going to happen here just after the 10 days period? But as it stands, the president have given all of those officials 10 days to declare their asset. After the 10 days, then of course we are going to see some further action taken by the president of the Republic of Liberia. Now, and one key thing to take into consideration here is that the president is the one who appoints those people. And all of those officials of government work at the will and pleasure of the president. They work at the will and pleasure of the president. The president wakes up today, he decides that, look, John Brown, Peter Paul, you are not in line with what my agenda is, the policy for the country and all of that. So I think you should go and rest. John Brown is going to take his rest because he works at the will and pleasure of the president. So what are we going to see after that particular timeline is something that folks are looking forward to. All right. So yes, those are issues we're going to be looking at tonight. And then on the flip side, they fight for the speakership. Should I say it's still on? But at the moment, we have two lawmakers who are being recognized depending on where one sits as Speaker of the 55th Legislature. Speaker Kofa on one end is being recognized as Speaker, and especially by the folks in that block. And Representative Richard Nagwe-Kun is being recognized as a Speaker by the majority block on the other end. So yes, this is how it's been for some time now, especially after the election from the level of the majority block. The case has been in court. The court had reserved the ruling last week. A lot of you are aware, and it is expected that Monday or so, the court will be making a decision in this particular case that was carried before that body by Councillor Kofa. What is it going to turn out to be? I mean, where exactly is this ruling going to land? I mean, which sides, which of the parties, are we going to see working out as a winner at the end of this entire fight, that's been going on at the level of the House of Representatives? And of course, it's something that Liberians are looking forward to eagerly to seeing how this is going to play out. But the Supreme Court at the moment seem to be that body that has a big say in what happens at the level of the legislature, especially the House of Representatives, come next week as they're expected to hand down the ruling. But again, we saw that the leadership of the Senate had a meeting, and they came up with a decision not to do business with the lower house until that body can handle their internal fight, everything that's going on at the level of the House of Representatives, until it can be brought to rest. The Senate decided not to do business with the lower house. With the latest decision from the Senate, you saw today there was an engagement in central Liberia, Bon County. And one controversial issue that came out of that particular activity in Bon County today was they the comment from Senator Prince Moy, when he introduced uh, Honorable Richard Kuhn as the speaker of the new speaker of the 55th legislature. There are divided opinions on that, and there are concerns, and pundits are beginning to look at it from another angle that the the senator is a member. He's a part of the Senate's leadership. All right, he's a chairman on the Senate's committee on ways, means, finance, and all of that. He's the chairman on that particular committee, and by that, he is one of the leaders. Let me bring Mobile on. I see. I don't know if Mobile is all set. Mobile, you can signal to me if you're set. We don't want the distraction in your backgrounds, but if you're all okay, okay, thank you. Yes. So Mobile, it's good to have you on tonight. I know we're going to have a great show. I was just trying to provide the updates so we get started tonight. And
yeah.
you know,
Yeah. Thank you, Nancy, and thank you for the show as always, and thank you to our many listeners who listening to us on radio and Facebook, YouTube, and whatsoever. You want me to do my opening right now?
yeah, you're gonna do
Okay.
your opening, but I just wanted to zero in
Okay.
with this particular point I was
All right,
trying
no
to
problem.
make
All
with
right.
respect to the update. So that had to do with what's going on at the level of the House of Representatives and that of the Senate and what transpired today. You know that the House has been having this back and forth, which is now at the feet of the judiciary, the court, the Supreme Court, the final arbiter of justice, and and in the midst of that, the Senate's leadership had a meeting quite recently, a leadership meeting, and decided not to do business with the lower house, the House of Representatives, until they can address. Mobile, yeah, you want to set your camera once you're all set. Let me pull you backstage. Just open your webcam and do your settings well, and then once you're all okay, I can bring you back. So, they had this meeting, decided not to deal with the House of Representatives until the issues can be resolved. But today, the latest action from the senator, Senator Prince Moy, when he introduced uh, Honorable Kuhn as the Speaker of the 55th Legislature. You know, this is something that a lot of people have been talking about. There have been some concerns about it as well, especially he being part of the leadership of the Liberian Senate, recognizing Honorable Kuhn as the speaker. Does this in any way take away from the decision of the Senate's leadership? That decision they've made to play a neutral role, not to take a side, not to do business with the lower house until this whole back and forth can be resolved. But I want us to kickstart the conversation. Let's start the show tonight. Mobile, welcome. It's good to have you on. We
Thank you.
have like 1 hour or so to be on here. Let's hope we can make the most of the time we have to be on. Let's hear you do your opening, or maybe we can just go into the
No, I mean,
conversation.
yeah, but that be brief, my man. Not long. I'll take you.
Okay, do your opening quickly.
Yeah. But first, I want to say thank you, Nestle, and thank you to our many listeners, and also thank you to you as well. Look, firstly, let me say my condolences to the people of Nima County for the loss of Prince Johnson, one of the men who fought for democracy and also fought for the revolution of the Nimadians. And also, I want to say my condolences to the people of Liberia and also to the Senate as well. Look, there's a lot of stuff going on right now since the passage of Prince Johnson, and I'm just a little bit disappointed. And it's in the Bible. Every man shall answer to that time. When the time read what you can be whosoever you will
You're
die.
disappointed about the call?
No, I'm disappointed about people who posting celebrating the death of Prince
Okay.
Johnson. I'm just disappointed, and it shows so it shows challenge there and lack of understanding, lack of wisdoms. Because no matter who you are, you can get a large money, you can be rich in the whole world, you can be whatsoever. You will die one day. So there's no need for you to celebrate other people's death. So I'm just a little bit like I would say devastated or frustrated. People celebrating the death of somebody, celebrating. That's it. It's just crazy for people to celebrate whole death of somebody. Like the person, no matter, look, Nessie, no matter our political differences, man, I will not celebrate nobody's death. Because I know they say the falling of the dry leaf is the warning to the raw leaf. So it just some kind of way that people will celebrate, people will sit in our comfort zone and read and and say whatsoever they want to say. But remember, man, you will go one day no matter who you are. This is my message to people who celebrating the death of Prince Johnson. He fought for his people. No matter who you are, I'm not here to defend him, but at least he fought for his people and he put certain things at place. No matter people whatsoever people will say or whatsoever, he did certain things and people respect him. That's the reason why he spent almost more than 18 years in power, because he understands that end of the day, people who he fought for understand what.
Okay, I don't know what's happening with Moba, his webcam, all of that. We hope we can have you back, Moba. I know you're trying to do your opening and then there was this interruption. Hope we can have you back yes, apparently he received a call. But this is important. There will always be mixed reaction, and the beauty of democracy is such that it goes beyond just the voting process. It has a lot to do with the diversity that that we all will enjoy. I mean, in every sector, in any given way, and it has to do a lot with the fact too that we all will not look at things the same way. Our reactions to things will be different. Our perspectives about things will be different, and how we can also respect that the fact that other people will react to things differently, whether it's in our favor or not, given where they sit, given their position, their own experiences, and all of that. It's something that's very important too. And once we get to that place where we can be, very careful about what we say about other people and how we treat other people, and also respecting the fact that other people will not look at things from our own perspective always. Once we can get to that place, the better is going to be for all of us. And I think that's what matters the most. But again, yes, we're here tonight. We're gonna go straight into the conversation. I don't know what's going on with mobile, the off and on here, but let's see if we can bring him back on. Let's see if we can get mobile to come back on. Let me do this quick adjustment here, and then we can bring him on. So yes, we're gonna get the conversation started, and this is very important. And I want to play this particular video. I see you still trying to set up mobile. Okay, you are muted. Let me unmute you. No, I think you have to unmute.
Yeah, I'm good, Nelson.
Okay. Yeah. So I want us to kickstart the conversation with this, and let me play this particular video.
Chairs our committee coming from Bone County. So I want to say to the new leadership, thanks ever so much, so many of them, for looking into Bone County. I'm sure they're going to put up their best to ensuring that the new team can steer the affairs of the house in a way that the members will be pleased. In a way that the member will be pleased, because at the study fashion sometimes can bring somebody in. Now while we in the Senate, we have made it our business to be transparent as much as possible. So you are not Richard Kum. So it's a wonderful thing. Medina will be remembered that the second speaker of the 55th legislature graced the occasion here. Is it so? So it's historic in a very good way. I want to say thank you for coming and welcome again on behalf of the citizens of Bone County, all of my colleagues in the House of Representatives that have come to grace this occasion that accompanied the speaker here. I want to say welcome to Bone. Feel free. I know your colleagues that we in his district today will give you the best of comfort. Thank you ever so much.
You know, and I want us to start the conversation here. The fight at the House of Representatives is at a concluding stage. And I'm saying this to say that it's before the court at the moment. Well, that place is a political ground. Yes, all of those different arguments, those different debates have come out. It's more about the numbers as well. Those are issues that we can't leave out of the conversation whenever we're discussing this. And the numbers elected Richard Kuhn, Honorable Kuhn as Speaker, and the minority bloc says they're holding on to Councillor Kofa. Senate decided to say, okay, you settle the issue before we, do any business with you, the leadership. There's a program today in Bone County. The Senator Prince Moy, who happens to be the chair on the committee on Ways Means, and he, welcomed the team. Honorable Richard Kuhn was in attendance. He graced the occasion as he saw a very elaborate program there held. And he recognized, Senator Moy recognized Honorable Kuhn as the second speaker of the 55th legislature. Moba, was he wrong by doing this? Given everything we've seen play out there, I'm coming, Moba. Given everything we've seen play out there, was the senator wrong? Did he make any mistake by saying that, look, people of Bone County, we are glad to have in our midst the second speaker of the 55th legislature, Honorable Richard Nagbe Kuhn, and the new leadership, the team, they are here in the county to grace our occasion, and we are about to see peace, good leadership at the House of Representatives.
You want me to come in? Look,
yeah, go ahead.
The senator was wrong because I think he knows the Constitution and he read it before and he understands it as well. For him calling Richard Kuhn the second speaker, I think he was in error.
Why do you think he was in error? Because the Constitution. This is someone who is not just a senator; he was a representative before. All right, before becoming speaker, he's been at the lower house. Now he's at the upper house. He knows how the rule plays out at both houses. He has read between the lines, and now he's taking a side. So
that's it. First, let me say this, right? If you are not in error, you are never come to say the second speaker. You are coming to the speaker of the Republic of Liberia. You are coming to the second. He referred to second because his conscience can't allow him to tell the conscience can't allow him to say the first speaker of the 55th legislature of the House of Representatives. It will not tell you it. But he will say the second speaker. So when he said the second speaker, who the first speaker? So there is no way you can make a reference on somebody who you know they are not a speaker. So I think
what's your understanding? What's your understanding of this when he said the second speaker?
My understanding, like the first speaker, which is the main speaker, Fonati Kofa, and the second speaker, which is Richard Kuhn. There is no second speaker in the House of Representatives.
No. My question is, did you digest that particular comment to mean that one House of Representatives have two speakers, or did you digest it to mean that there was a first speaker elected, he was voted out by his colleagues, and a second speaker have been elected? Which of the two?
No, my understanding, when he means second speaker, he referring to Richard Kuhn as second, and the first is Fonati Kofa. So you can move on in nothing. There's no way, if you know there's no for you not say second. And first of all, let me say this. When you counting the speakers of the House of Representatives, you not say second. You say the 55th speaker of the House of Representatives. So you're in error. It's common knowledge.
So, Maba.
I come in and I come in. Let me make you understand Google.
Mm-hmm.
If you tell somebody, say, now we're discussing the 55th House of Representatives.
Yeah.
And if you call it a speaker of 55th, I mean, if you call it a speaker, let's say the second speaker, you say the speaker of the 55th of the House, I mean, the speaker of the 55th House of Representatives.
Again, Maba. Let's take our time and digest this issue here.
Mm-hmm.
He is saying that the second speaker. Now, under normal circumstances, you know that a single House of Representatives cannot have two speakers. It's not possible.
It's impossible. Yeah.
A House of Representatives should have one speaker. Senator Prince Moy is saying the House of Representatives under this 55th legislature has a second speaker. Is it fair to say that, look, he was looking at it from an angle where the first speaker was elected and voted out, by his colleagues? They had no confidence in his leadership. And then those colleagues, the majority, have decided to take a second speaker who is Representative Richard Nangwe, who was in attendance, and he was now recognizing Honorable Kuhn as the second speaker.
Then you have referred to Richard Kuhn, the speaker of the 55th legislature.
No, and Mama, maybe I need to play this.
No,
video.
I understand. The method of second.
Let me play this video for the last time. Let me play this video again.
Richard Kuhn. So it's a wonderful thing. Medina will be remembered that the second speaker of the 55th legislature graced the occasion here. Is it so? So it's historic in a very good way.
The second speaker of the 55th legislature, he was being precise.
Yeah, but Nancy,
the second speaker of the 55th legislature.
Yeah, but Nancy, you listen to the audience. They were laughing. You know why? Because there's a big question mark on that second speaker.
You really mean the audience was laughing?
They were laughing. Play 100 times.
So it's a wonderful thing. Medina will be remembered that the second speaker of the 55th legislature graced the occasion here. Is it so? So it's historic in a very good way.
Clapping, Mama. The folks are clapping.
No, they were laughing. Nothing. There's no way you can sugarcoat this identical stuff. Because we got, if you say second, nothing. Okay, that is Zoom. If you say second, right? Second speaker. So who the first? And when you talking about 55th speaker, right? Yeah, and you understand? So end of the day,
Maba, I really want us to move past this discussion, and I want us to settle in on something here. You think the senator was wrong by saying the second speaker of the 55th legislature? You think he was
of course,
wrong?
Yeah, the speaker was wrong. Yeah, of course. 100%.
And why do you think?
There's no way nobody can come here and defend it. The speaker was wrong.
Why do you think he was wrong? The senator was wrong by saying the second speaker. Because
why do you think he was wrong? Because from 1 hour, that 2. If you're talking about, if he's saying the 55th speaker, then we will understand. We'll be discussing that. Oh yeah, he referring to, exactly that man is the 55th speaker of the House of Representatives. But when you say second, then where first come from? Nothing. You can move on first. We go second. You can move on 1 to 50. You can move on 1. Then you go to.
Okay. So your argument is that the first speaker is yet to be ousted. The process has is yet to be concluded. So you think there is still a first speaker and there's no second speaker. Now I want us to go to the action. The action now, following the decision from the House, from the Senate's leadership, not to do business, not to send any legislative instrument to the lower house until this issue can be settled. Do you think that the senator, being a part of the Senate's committee, Senate's leadership, following this meeting where the Senate's leadership decided not to do business with the lower house, do you think it was prudent enough for the senator to have gone to that gathering and recognize one person, one party to this crisis that's ongoing at the House of Representatives?
Yeah, look, first I would say I don't know how many senators were over there. I want to know about him, who he give the speech.
Mm-hmm.
But if there were more than maybe 30 senators, I would be, it would be a concern. But end of the day, they were the same people that came out and said they would not do business with Richard Kuhn or whosoever until they can settle that dispute. So there's no way I would take them to probably to say, okay, they recognize Richard Kuhn as a speaker, and then they forget about other people. So that there's no way I would do that.
So okay, so you think the senator was not wrong? You think
No, for saying second, I will leave it on him because
let's Moba. No, Moba, we passed the conversation about
okay. How many okay, let me ask you the question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Let me ask you the question. How many senators were over there? How many senators
I will obviously not tell you the number of senators that were there, and which is not really important.
It's not relevant.
Conversation.
Okay.
What's very important?
Why? Okay, so like I will say this, right? The senator was right by saying the second speaker, but if he come out and like, if he get a group of senators recognizing somebody, so where is the first senator? Well, I mean, where is the first speaker? Where's the first speaker? So the Liberian people now need to judge or ask the senator, because when you start from first, second, and because the senator saying that, I mean the Senate, the House of Senate saying that they cannot do business with the House of Representatives based on what? Based on the fact that they stay in dispute. They stay in dispute. So we will not come in and recognize anybody. For me, I will recognize the legit speaker, which is Fonati Kofa. I will not recognize Richard Kuhn as a speaker because he's not legit. He's not. By constitution, will recognize Fonati Kofa because Fonati Kofa go there by vote and he went through the rank and file of the constitution, and we should honor that. We all came here during the election, during the debate of that whole Senate. The protein. Not the protein, but the House of Representatives, the speaker for to be selected or elected. We were the one who were pushing the case out, right? But today, we for Fonati Kofa. It's not that we for Fonati Kofa, but we for the Constitution. Let the Constitution prevail. Let we respect the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. Because without the Constitution, there will be no guideline. There will be no rules or regulation for the nation. So the Constitution says, according to Article 38, it says go for due process. Go for if anyone who wants to remove the speaker, right? If you get any fault, bring it on the floor and let the due process be read and let people understand. You mute, Nelson. You mute.
Thanks a lot. Let me bring Emmy in. So we make progress on this conversation here. Emmy, welcome to the show. It's good to have you on. I guess you've been following the conversation. I don't know if you've been following the conversation. Then you could weigh in on this before we make the transition to the next talking point. The recent situation in Bond County. And there are lots of concerns about it now. When Senator Prince Moy recognized Honorable Richard Nagbe-Kun as the second speaker of the 55th legislature. He told the people of Bond County, look, we are honored, we are blessed to have the second speaker of the 55th legislature in here. It means that this county, this district is going to be remembered. I mean, was it wrong for the senator who happens to be part of the Senate leadership to recognize Representative Richard Kuhn as the second speaker of the 55th legislature? Was anything wrong with that?
Hi, Nelson. Thank you for having me. Hey, everyone. Nelson, according to what I've been listening to over the past days, It's a little confusing, and I would say, yeah, it's wrong if their own communication said that they wasn't gonna get involved with anything that had to do with the house till everything was settled. So, with that being said, you recognizing the speaker as a second speaker, and that's kind of, I mean,
But
shouldn't it be like the next speaker or the something? But why it have to be second speaker? Do we have
okay.
two speakers at the same time in something?
So, but Emmy, what if he did it in his capacity, not as um not as member of the Senate's leadership, but he did it in his capacity as a lawmaker or as a Liberian, recognizing the process at the majority block and recognizing on Richard Kuhn as the speaker, second speaker of the 55th legislature.
So does that mean he's not with the communication that everybody else wrote? If he's doing it in his own,
So
talking
he's
for
part of the
himself and
leadership.
not
He's part of the Senate's leadership.
exactly. So then he cannot be saying it at his own or in his own capacity, like you said, because they are together. If he's part of that leadership that wrote that communication, then he should also be holding on to his own writing or whatever. You can't say, "Oh, I'm speaking as Prince Moyi and not the Senate." Okay, but you're part of that leadership who wrote that communication. So if you recognize it, you want to recognize Rachel Kuhn, you'll say the next speaker of the House of Representatives. But if you say the second speaker, I'm kind of confused. Then I mean we have two, we have one and two.
What if he's coming from a point where the first speaker was he's understanding it or he's accepting it as a case where the first speaker was
That's not a
ousted?
view, not a man view. Not a view.
No. I mean, we're making analysis here. We have to look at it from all angles, not just be stuck in one position, right? What if
Right.
he's looking at it from an angle where he thinks the first speaker was ousted and there's a second speaker who was elected by majority of his colleagues, and he thinks that this is the second speaker of the 55th legislature.
So that would make him the next speaker because the first speaker were ousted. So that make him the next speaker, not the second speaker. That means if you said the second speaker, that means we had two seats there. We had number one and number two that's supposed to be filled. So this is number one. This is the first speaker right here, and this is the second one. But if we only need one speaker in our house and the one that was there will boot that out, so that would make him the next speaker, not the second speaker. That's how I mean, maybe English is hard for all of us. I'm from Marshall Territory, so I don't know. Maybe I'm getting it wrong, but that's how I look at it. So.
Well, thanks a lot. I wanted to transition from this conversation a bit, and that's for
So
some
yeah,
time
because
now.
if you say second speaker, that means there are still problems. We still have problems. So if we got second speaker, the matter's haven't settled yet. So
Yeah,
you know what?
okay,
Maybe he
okay,
could be.
and this is very important, and I'm gonna pin two comments here. I'm gonna pin one of the comments from Jay Cooper. Jay Cooper is saying they are saying second because the matter hasn't been resolved by the Supreme Court yet. So the senator was clear. So Jay Cooper is saying the senator, he was right because the issue is yet to be resolved. So there's a first speaker and there's a second speaker, and he was recognizing him as the second speaker. What do you make of that, Emmy?
So if that is the case,
so
if that is the case, then I mean Prince Moyi is not recognizing Richard Kuhn. He recognizing the situation that is going on there, and not Richard Kuhn as the legit speaker.
Okay, yeah. What do you make of this, Moba?
First, Nelson, I would say this: the speaker, if because you can move from one to two, but again, with end of the day, we say there's a dispute in the house, and he was referring to him based on
the situation,
not in the capacity of the
Senate. But again, I want us to get something.
I would disagree.
The way the senator said it, it came across as the first comment being a mistake, and then he tried to correct himself.
Yeah, but
he said the second. Okay, no. Maybe I should just play just few seconds of this clip.
Richard Kum. So it's a wonderful thing. Melina will be remembered that the second speaker of
the second speaker, you know, the tune
Yeah.
indicates that when he said the first,
Uh-huh.
you know, he had to correct himself. The tune itself indicates that he corrected himself when he said the first. Now he came back
Because
to
you are in error. You are in error. That's
right.
He
So-
recognized himself even by calling Richard Kum speaker. So if today, right? If today, that's we all probably going by the Constitution, right? Will you call Richard Kum a speaker?
Don't put nothing else. Yeah, they do the.
No, nothing part of it because I asked him
No.
nothing because he asking me.
Listen,
So I want
listen,
to ask him if we're going by the Constitution because listen, don't get it wrong. The Constitution is the guideline of the nation. It's where we go to get a redress.
Yeah,
It's where we go.
most
Nothing
people-
let me come in now. It's
yeah.
where we go to get everything right. To get everything right when we come to the nation. So if we today sit down and with that show at Article 38, all of the picture, then meaning not part of the book that the people
Okay.
wrote doing in the 1986 Constitution. It's not part of the 1986 Constitution. Then I will tongue it out. Then I will
Thank
say, okay, you know what? So the speaker, I mean the senator was speaking in his own capacity. He
You
was
don't know
speaking
that.
on behalf of the House of the Senate, the Senate, the
Okay.
adults.
Thank you. I want to hold you there, Mobile. Let's make progress a bit because you know this is very important. But there are mixed views about this. Lynn Lakpo understands this as saying the second speaker of the 55th House of Representatives,
No, Lynn Lakpo,
like
no,
saying,
Nelson, I'm talking about, right?
no, I'm coming,
Yeah,
Yeah, you
Baba.
all
Baba,
continue.
Baba,
Let me
majority
finish,
black.
boy.
No,
The man
Baba.
will always recognize the majority black.
but Mobile, let me conclude. He says, second speaker of the 55th House of Representatives is like saying the second commerce minister of the UP government. Guys, it's like
Hey,
saying
oh,
the second,
no.
because we've had the first commerce
The
minister
first one.
who was Ami Modad, and now we
Mhm.
have the second commerce minister who is her name is escaping me. You know, so
Nothing
yeah,
that the man understands.
that's how you understand
But
it.
it's not how
It
the
makes
Constitution
makes
understands it.
sense. I mean,
No,
I
but
kinda
it's
agree
not how the
with,
Constitution understands it. There's no way you move 50, 50, 50,
what
50.
was it?
But there's no way you move all the way from one and you say second.
All
Okay,
right,
One
thank
at
you.
talking
55th.
Let me
Let's transition
From
it.
first to 55th. You get more
Let-
point in the
okay,
second.
so let me see. Let me tell you how my own constitution may understand it. I think I agree with what Lynn like what said it could be that, right? You can say, oh, okay, so we had in the 55th, there was maybe history according to this whole situation was saying in the 55th, there were two speakers, right? So the first speaker was from Nadikova and the second one was Richard Kum. Okay.
So what?
Can I finish?
No, go ahead, because I want
What
to
my
give
female
reference.
card at? What my yellow card?
No, go ahead.
What is your problem here today? Okay, so yeah, so maybe I agree with Lynn. Like, well, it could be that way too. But for me, what I was understanding is that if you say it like that, I mean we had it both people that occupy in the speakership. So that it makes sense. Lynn, like what makes sense, perfect sense.
Okay, so can we refer to?
We want to
Yes,
transition.
I come in. Can we refer to Eddie Style then turn as second speaker too? Because we're in the same situation. It just show that, and we all got to understand what's going on.
Yeah, but
There's
no,
no way
Baba,
the
Baba,
Senate
I
will
think
come
I
out.
think you said you got to understand what's going on too. So
Nothing
okay,
ever what? Because that's remember we discussed the Constitution. The senator are in error. That's
Okay.
it. You are in error.
So, yeah, because the
That's
reason,
your opinion.
you know why the reason why I'm coming in on this is because if you want to bring Ellis Tyler and time inside now, then that fireplay will go in now.
Oh,
you know?
but then we say Eddie Tyler never get two speakers because Eddie Tyler know that Eddie Snow never, you know, he bad and easily. He went to the court. He won it.
Okay, guys,
He about the
let's-
fourth
let's-
he will submit.
Let's transition a bit. The issue of asset declaration has been a major one in the country. I don't know how many months we've been having this discussion. Yes, 10.2 of
9 months.
the code of conduct is clear that before taking office, folks are supposed to declare the asset. And the rationale behind this is for the Liberian people, the public, to know how much public officials are coming into office with, so that based on their activities in government, when they leave government, so that there will not be some sort of doubt that, oh, the person stole money, the other person stole money. So that if you came in government with 1,000, for example, and comparing your salary, comparing your benefits and all of that, and then you left government, you become a millionaire. Maybe you get 8 million in your name, so that at least people can be able to get some clue from there. For the whole idea of transparency, the code of conduct, came into play, especially with respect to asset declaration. But this government has been in power for 9 months. And it's fair to say that asset declaration has been a major issue, even under the previous administration, President George Weah. I remember he had to send warning to people for them to declare their asset to. Even President George Weah declared his asset somewhere in July or so, and all of that. But that's besides the point. Under this administration, the expectation was high. And a lot of people expected that, okay, when this government comes to power, issue of asset declaration will not be some of the things we'll talk about, because we have a clip here when the president appeared on the VOA, and he said there will not be business as usual. And that, in fact, he will start by declaring his asset, which he did, and that all other people should follow suit. But where exactly are we now? 9 months down the road. The LACC came out with a whole listing of pretty close to 1,000 individuals in government who had not declared their asset as of that time. The president got concerned. He called a cabinet meeting, warning the officials, telling them the essence of declaring their asset. They didn't do anything. LACC came back with another warning to say, if those people do not declare their asset, will hold their salary until they can declare their asset. Well, it seemed it didn't work. Minister Augustine Gafan took over just about a month ago. In no time, he declared his asset. Now, it has become a concern. The president this week gave out the final deadline for all public officials to declare their asset. He gave them 10 days to declare their asset. The 10 days took effect from the 27th of, 27th of November to the 7th of December. So in 10 days' time, all the officials of government who have not declared their asset, the president is saying that that's the deadline. You either do it or you don't do it. But where exactly do we find ourselves now, folks? Are we going to have those officials of government who fail to declare the asset in 9 months going to declare the asset in just 10 days? Is it possible? What do you think is going to happen when those officials fail to declare the asset? Are we going to see the president, for example, suspending or dismissing officials of government because they do not declare the asset or because they fail to declare the asset? Those people who have been in office for about 9 months now, if they went ahead and declared the asset, giving the whole essence, the rationale behind asset declaration, will that objective be met, given how long they've stayed in office, how long they've managed state resources after several months before coming back to declare the asset when they are supposed to do it upon taking office? Is this going to make any significant difference? I mean, what does it say about the president? What do you think the president's latest deadline is going to bring about in terms of change? I mean, let's start the conversation from here. Let's start with you, Moba.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. First of all, let me say thank you to the Finance Minister, Mr. Gafwan. He did a very great job. Not only by declaring assets, but he published it all over the newspaper. There you can go and read it. You get almost like more than $500,000. That's he bring it with him. He not come to say I come to see the Liberian people. So end of the day, we the Liberian people now will sit down and say, but I'm making get money. And they make money. But let me go to the other people and let me go to the president, right? That's the first that I would say the whole news is belated because the president came up first during the cabinet meeting. He make a statement. Everybody should work according to the constitution, you should work for the Liberian people. If you don't work, we'll do the other one. Yes, we agree. But now he's saying to us that if anybody not in 7 days, what will happen? If the
In 10
president will
days,
come
10
in
days.
10 days, rather, if the president will come and start taking action from the very beginning, when the LDCC, brought a complaint to him and said, Mr. President, your people refusing to declare assets. They ain't got to publish it, but they got to declare it to us because we get it. We the head of when it comes to asset declaration, but they are refusing. If the president come and say, okay, you know what? Because there's a third time of the president coming up. If I'm mistaken, I think a third time.
The second time. This is
So the first time it never worked. So with right after that first statement, you should tell people so supposed to be losing their job or probably suspend that nursing. Because when the president speak, you shake. No matter who you are, you can defy the president by not publishing or not even publish, but declaring your assets to the LDCC. It is wrong. The president speak. Now you get 7 days. What are we expecting?
No, Maba, you
10 days.
The president gave 10 days.
10 days. What are we expecting?
Do you think, Maba, do you think this 10 days deadline or ultimatum is going to make any difference here? Do you see the possibility of those officials who did not declare in 9 months declaring in just 10 days at this particular time?
No, I will not agree. That they will not even look. Mark my word, 75% of the people will not declare their assets. And let me say this on record. And the president will not do anything. He will watch them. They will do what they want to do. And then end of the day, it will go fear. Then you'll come out with another statement. The president of the Republic of Liberia need to take some action, some drastic action, to show a precedent that he is the president when he speaks. That people listening. That's it. You can just say that you say, I will do this, and they will not do anything. Look at them. Then they say, oh man, we'll call him, we say this. No. You're not in that presidency is not a place where people refer to it as Bwaka. No. People refer to it as the excellency, president. Closer Yuma Bwaka. That name, that title come with it. So when you're in a identical position, you gotta take some drastic action so that other people can be like, you know what the man saying, he mean it. Next thing, if the president come and take action before Day, we're not talking about asset declaration. Because majority of the people are coming to declare. If he declare, he suspend you another day in fire because no, the record for suspension is fire. So another day, you get fired. That's my thought on the nursing. So that's it. The president can stand his ground. If anybody will not declare an asset in the 10 days he gave, let them be fired. Because when he speak, let people listen and go by his words. That's what making a president.
Well, thanks a lot, and this is very important, Mova. This is very important. Just before we go to Emmy, I want to go to a listing here. The last time this issue of asset declaration was raised, there was a listing of some of the people who had not declared their asset as of that time, and this was September 5 or the 5th of September when this listing was published. So, for example, you have Mr. Julius Sele, Executive Director of the LBS, I see here. Mr. Eugene Fagon, Director General, and
I'm trying to write it.
No, I want to get it right. Julius Sele of Lace. Julius Sele of Lace. Up to he took over on the 7th of February, up to the 5th of September. At the time they declared this listing, Julius Sele had not declared his asset at least. LBS, our own chief, our big brother. This is where we are.
No one said time trap number right alone.
So Eugene Fagon, he took over on the 7th. He took over on the 7th of February. On the 7th of February, 2024. Up to September 25, he had not declared his asset. Mr. Simeon Frank of the LMP, Deputy Inspector General for Crime Services. He took over on the 10th of February. Up to September, he had not declared his asset. LIPA, No way. Madam Mary Poto of the LPRC, co-chair of the board. Oh, up to that time. She took over when did she take over? On the 10th of February.
Guess it's
Up
between
to
names.
September, she had not declared as I won't take just few more names here, and then we can move to you, Emmy. And then you have what? Mr. Sekou Dukle, hey, the managing director of the National Port Authority, the NPA. He took over on the 21st of February 2024. But up to September, Mr. Sekou Dukle of the NPA had not declared his asset. J. Luthor Tape. Oh, the chairman. The chairman took over on the 9th of
No,
February.
see, I think you put that list together yourself.
Oh, this is the whole listing from the LACC. On the 20th of he took over on the 9th of February up to September. He had not declared his asset. And we're gonna go on naming names. All the people here, Steve Zago, who are just let's say suspended at the LRS, the Liberian Immigration Service. He took over on the 20th of February 2024. Up to September, he had not declared his asset. The National Bureau of Concession, Theodore Momo, Director General for Concession, he too did not declare his asset from the 20th of February up to September. No asset declaration. And the names plenty people. But I mean, let's hear a take. With these names, I mean, the name is long. Maybe we'll publish a name too, you know. Do you think with what the president is saying now at this time, some of those people took over since February up to now, up to September? Okay, so let's take the February, the entire February, up to March, up to April, May, June, July, August, and then September. Those people were in office for 8 months. If those officials did not declare their asset in 8 months, do you think they're going to declare it in just 10 days, as per the new deadline released by the President of the Republic of Liberia?
Okay, so first of all, did the president say what was going to happen if they didn't?
No, and maybe we need. I'm going to read that particular publication from the e-mention. But go ahead, just go ahead.
Because that would have to be the breaking point, right? If the president having to say that in 10 days, if these officials don't declare their assets, X, Y, and Z will happen. Maybe that would be the push for them, right? And if he doesn't, when whoever don't declare the assets, then maybe that would push everybody. But if he had a cabinet meeting with them first and no one shook, at this point, I'm not saying that he shouldn't have said it. It's better late than never. He told them before. So maybe this time he's serious. Let's see what happened. But I wanted to know the other. 1 second.
Okay. So while you're doing the 1 second,
Yeah.
So
let me put the release from the e-mention up. I'm putting it on the screen now, and we're gonna read it. And that was a very great question you asked. There are other things there like suspension and other actions that the president said he's gonna take. So this is what you have here. On the 28th of November, President Barker signs final directive on asset declaration to all government officials. And the details now, it says, Executive Mansion, Liberia, His Excellency Joseph Yuma Barker Sr., President of the Republic of Liberia, has signed a directive mandating all appointed government officials to comply with the due declaration, with the declaration of asset requirements as outlined in 2014 Code of Conduct. Despite repeated calls for compliance, several officials have failed to declare their assets within the required time frame, contravening Article 2, Section 10.2 of the Act to amend Section 5.2 and Section 10.2 of the 2014 Code of Conduct. The law stipulates an official appointed by the president shall declare his or her asset no later than 30 days after appointment. Failure to comply shall result in immediate suspension from office until full compliance is obtained. Failure to adhere to this directive undermines the core principle of good governance and public accountability. President Brakai therefore has given all non-compliant officials a final directive of 10 days, effective November 27, 2024, to complete and submit their asset declarations. Officials who fail to comply within this period will face immediate suspension from their respective positions as mandated by law until they meet the legal requirements. The president emphasized his administration's unwavering commitment to upholding the rule of law, promoting transparency, and ensuring accountability in public service. He urged all government officials to demonstrate integrity and accountability by adhering to this directive promptly. And that's what it says. That's what we have there. Let me just put it down, then you can come in. I mean, I had to put it up because of the question you asked, but go ahead.
Yeah, so we got something, right? So it's not just mere talk. Declare your assets, I give you 10 days. So everybody knows for now, like, if you get suspended, you might come back or you're not coming back. So maybe this might be something that will move them. And so right now I would not be focusing on the people who's supposed to declare their assets. What I'm focusing on right now is what will happen in case they don't declare their assets. I've seen this communication saying that they're going to get suspended and something like that. So my eyes now will be on the president. What will happen if you will suspend these people? What you say? Because this is what's going to make him or break him, right? If you say something to your cabinet or whatever or ministers and they don't listen to you and you don't do what you said you would do, trust me, Pape, nobody will listen to you. Then they will not respect you. So this is what I would be looking forward to now, to see what he would do for those people who don't declare. Now, I mean, they had 9 months already. 10 days shouldn't be anything. They had a whole time. So 10 days is not so that they should be able to do that. If not, then we'll see what President Bwaka would do.
But I mean, do you think even the declaration at this point, is it going to meet the objective of the whole idea of asset declaration? You think so?
I think so. I think so, Nelson. It's gonna be
because the reason why I'm asking, the law is saying that within maximum 30 days after you take over, you should declare. Declare before taking over, but if you can do it before taking over, maximum 30 days, you should be able to declare. Some of them have gone a month, 2, 3 months, up to 4, 5, 6 months. They've not declared. So, given the fact that they've served in those different positions, they've managed resources already, will the declaration at this point really meet the objective?
Yes, Nelson, it will. I think it will. We have 5 years to go. You can't tell me say something like because they didn't do it in 5 months or 6 months, so we should let 5 years go. But that's a lot of time to steal. If somebody who wants to do that, they have a lot of time. I'd rather give the 5 months or 6 months, 7 months other than saying that, it's not gonna yield any result now. Let's just let it go. No. I think it was something that the purpose for doing that. It's just been a couple of months. I don't think anybody have turned to a millionaire in just 3 months or 4 months or 5 months. I doubt that.
Okay. Maba, you want to weigh in on this just before we?
Yeah. I think Ami is right. And that statement you put up from the executive mansion, I think it's supportive from the president. My only concern here is if the president not act upon what being published, or then we put it from the executive mansion, then we will come here and say what we want to say. But I think all compliance, those who comply, they will be free, and non-compliance should face the full weight of the law. First day should be 30 days, but now the president get extra time. So I think they got more time, 10 days. They should be able to meet with that identical stuff, and so that it can be back then. But another day, if the president not act upon what we just read, nursing, and then we will get problem with the president, and we'll come here and see what we got to say. Thank you. That's my opinion.
And then just one final one, and then we'll go to the phone lines, take some calls.
Uh-huh.
This delay, there's a portion of that communication that says those people are undermining the administration. They're undermining, the president's intent for the country and all of that.
Yeah.
I mean, with the delay now, who should we blame this on? Given how far we've come with this. I mean, we just went through a listing here, and you see a good number of public officials did not declare even after 5-6 months of the administration, from February up to September. Now, is it on the president, or is it on those officials? Is it on the president, given that those people work at the will and pleasure of the president, and he had the authority to take the necessary action from day one? Or is it on the people, given that those are educated and well-grounded people who know exactly what they're supposed to do, who are cognizant of the law, but decided not to do it, just to paint a particular image or send a particular message? Is it on the people? Who should we blame for everything we've seen play out for the past 9 months?
Yeah, Nazim, let me say this, right? First of all, I'm disappointed in the party chairman, which is Mr. Tapet. I think he know better. He should be the first person to declare as even before taking office. But for your questions, I think I would blame the president. I will not blame them, in a sense that if they get a time frame according to the constitution within 30 days, if they comply with the LDCC, then first, Nelson will not forget now. When they never comply, the LDCC wrote the executive mansion. They sent a letter to the executive mansion complaining that the people, they are not working in the confines of the constitution of the law. So end of the day, those people, they are on their own.
But why should you blame the president when the people who are in those different positions are cognizant of the law? They know exactly what it's supposed to be.
Yeah,
they know what it is, but some of them just decided not to do it. Should we blame the president because people who are supposed to do a particular piece of job did not do it, despite knowing that they're supposed to do it? Yes,
because the cabinets, the ministers, all the various ministries, they work with in the pleasure of the president.
At the will and pleasure.
The will of the president. I mean, pleasure of the president. So end of the day, if they comply with the law, the president.
You think you'll fall on the president?
Now, yes, the president get a mandate to suspend them indefinitely until they can comply with what the constitution says.
Now, what do you think? Just before we go to the phone lines, with all of what we've seen play out here, who do you think is to blame? Who do you think is? If we are to look around and try to see what the root cause of this whole thing, who do you think we should blame? Who do you think is responsible for this prolonged delay in the asset declaration across government?
Well, nothing. I wouldn't want to blame the president. I understand where Moba's coming from, but I would blame those individuals who are in positions, right? Like you said, those are grown, educated, and responsible men and women who should know better, who knows the code of conduct. And if the LSCC has already sent a communication to the executive mansion telling them that they have not declared their assets, that alone should be alarming for them. To be like, oh, okay, so this is going on and we're missing this, like what the communication said, that they are undermining and all of that. That should be something to them. They shouldn't wait to be treated like kids to say, oh, do that or else I would do that before you do something else. No, if the president being lenient with you and give you time to do something, I don't see anything wrong with it. to say, oh yeah, because he did one. So at a job, sometimes you got some nice bosses and stuff, and people kind of take advantage of that and go above and beyond doing the wrong thing because the boss is nice, he or she is learning with people. So I think that's what I see going on here. They like those people who want to be like, you should be strong handed, like micromanaging everything they do and stuff like that. And if he's not that, and you trying to take advantage of that, I think that shame on you. I would blame them and not the president. But now he's taking action and say, okay, so since I was being this way, and now you're taking it to be weakness, or you're trying to take that for stupidity, this is where we're going now. From now on, if you don't declare your answer, or if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen, and that's what's going to happen. And I think he should stick to that and do what he said we would do.
Let's take some calls from the folks. 0555-101075. I want to put the WhatsApp number up as well for our people across the world wanting to make their input. You can call in now, weigh in your thoughts on the issues, the conversation tonight on the late night show, the late night politics on Spoon. And Nelson Colette. Emmy is here, of course. Morba Zoka. Let's take this person. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, you're live on the show. Your name and where you call from.
Okay, this is William calling from Double Bridge.
Yeah, William, what's your take on the conversation tonight?
Yeah, first, I got two things I want to say on the conversation. First one is concerning the topic tonight.
Yeah.
And the second one, but let me finish with the first one. The first one, you see, it is true we welcome the president because he's the one wanted them. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
But just as you are trying to say, everybody is a mature person and is supposed to understand the law. Okay? Now you are appointed by the president, it doesn't mean that the president have to tell you what to do for the nation. You yourself understand that this is what you're supposed to do, this is the laws that cover you by your appointment. So, by right, we just declare what the president will do, which actions he will take concerning the people that who do and who don't declare their assets.
Okay.
You understand? But we cannot hold responsible the president for that. We hold responsible the people who doesn't want to declare their assets.
Thank you.
That's good. Yeah, the second is
the second issue quickly, sir.
Yeah, the second, please. Way back trying to listen to the Spoon Network, we understand that the Spoon Network, why you see most of the people will need to listen to the network because we can get information from there. But today we found out that the network now getting too much of politics. You understand? We can monitor this evening soon. We present to what the president has to celebrate his birthday because of King George. What that one got to do with that?
Okay,
You
so
understand?
that whole analysis was on the Spoon Talk. The panelists are not here. The crew is not here to maybe respond or provide the clarities you may want. So I just want us to hold it at that. When you have the time to call on the Spoon Talk, you can raise that concern. Obviously, the crew will be there to respond to your inquiries, your concerns. But I don't think.
No, that is true. That is true. Because I tried to call, but we didn't able to get the chance. But no problem. We'll still call.
Thank you.
Thank
you very much. Let's go to the WhatsApp line and take this call. Hello, you are live, sir. Let's hear your name and where you joining us from.
This is James. They're recording from Hershey, Pennsylvania.
Okay, let's hear you, sir.
For me, I support Molova because the president can hire and fire.
Okay.
No, the people can fire the president. The president can fire anybody that go against the law. If the president decides to hire you and the law says in 30 days, you must declare your answer. You don't declare your answer, you get right to fire you. Nobody will stop the president from not firing you. So if the president declares answer, then also now, to me, I think the president 100%, he the one aiding and abetting by the people. He the one tell the people, oh, wait, you must not declare your answer, you give me the money you get. First, before you declare your answer, I think that what is going back. Why they think they ain't giving
but you really think the president would tell him that the way he's saying it, your way, you give me the little money you get, let me get my own share. Then he will come outside, then he declare he gave them deadline to declare the asset, calling them for cabinet meetings as well.
The president we are taking money is different than the people. The people we are taking money is different. The president can collect the money from the people. In government, the president can collect money. You can collect money, so you wait until the people You they do the corruption first before you collect the money, before you say, Mama, you can't declare your asset now. Why are you saying it now? Why are you giving that ultimatum? Why are you giving it to the ever say?
Thank you.
We should be asking you.
Thanks a lot. You know, this is a very important concern that this caller is raising. 0555. We'll take 4 more calls and then we wrap up tonight. 0555 101075. Let's take this person. Hello, your name and where you joining us from?
I got thing in the calling from Panelist country.
Go ahead, sir. Let's hear you.
Yeah, people are saying that guy I'm telling you is not I think that he's saying. You know, in Liberia, sometimes if you are so those that struggle with the woman and you're trying to be, gentlemen, just declare your answer and trying to be so and give them some time. So that does not mean that you're getting money from them. And that's why Joseph Parker would know. So the woman have given them ultimatum, and for me, what I want him to, if that 10 days pass, even because our own people that would not expect it, he do it, then he'll be suspended. And the suspension will have ultimatum. If that even after suspension, will be 10 another day or 14 days when you not declare your answer, then you out.
Okay.
Because come and get people that have more listing. Each of the one standing by. So if you now you put it down, you see the final minister as you get there, he declares you say it's free. Then why you must be there and support the government?
Thank you.
Government that wants to the business issue. So you want to change it. The business issue now you want to get like business as usual. No, we don't want that again. So the government is on time.
Thank you very much for your input, sir. Thanks for your contribution. Just before we take the next caller, so the people there who are in offices and they didn't declare until September, I will call some the names again. You go to the Ministry of Finance and Development Planning Measure, Sarah M. Amoba, chairperson. She took over on the 1st of February. She's a chairperson MOGSC, I don't know what that is, but that should be one of the I think departments or something. She took over on the 1st of February, and up to September, she didn't declare her asset. George Wallace, Ambassador George Wallace, advisor, Foreign Affairs. He took over on the 7th of February, and up to September, he didn't declare his asset. Sheikh Mustafa Kouyaté, Ambassador at Large, Presidential Affairs. He took over on the 10th of February, and up to September, he didn't declare. You have Terrence Woods. Terrence Woods is a presidential aide. He took over on the 20th of February, and he didn't declare. The chairman himself, J. Luther Tappet, co-chair, NPA. He took over on the 9th of February. He didn't declare up to September. Jonathan L. Kape is the port manager at the port of Buchanan. He took over as a manager of that port on the 20th of February, and up to September, he didn't declare. He didn't declare his asset. And you have a lot of them. So many of them took offices. Major General Daniel Ziakan took over. That's executive assistant, office of the president. Major General Daniel Ziakan. That's what I see here. Office of the president took over on the 25th of January. He didn't declare. Mole P. Kamara, economic advisor, the 1st of February, no declaration. And the list is very, very long. We'll take just 2 more calls, and then we wrap up. Let's take this person. Hello, your name and where you call from?
Good morning, Nelson.
Yeah, go ahead.
Let me say good morning. This is Lincoln T. Lincoln. I called from District 8 this morning.
Yeah.
Yeah, there are a variety of issues. I don't want to waste my time on this asset declaration. It's long overdue. I think that's in the purview of the president. But I just want to speak on the first 2 issues people were discussing pertaining to the statement made by Senator Moy.
Yeah.
Am I liberty to go ahead?
Go ahead. Yes.
Okay. I heard some of your colleagues going back and forth on the statement and the grammar use.
Mm-hmm.
Senator Moy was very careful what he said. He said the second speaker. That is by succession. By succession, it means that The first speaker has been eliminated. Now the second speaker now is Jeremiah Kuhn. So there's no argument to that. And he said the second speaker of the 55th National Legislature. So there's no argument to that. Then someone said the senator is saying that they will do business. Now you read Article 40 of the Constitution. Then they can't do business with the lower court. Immediately said to they are against the Constitution. They are breaching the Constitution because Article 40 says both horses, and neither horse should adjourn more than 5 days. So the reason why the state have been legitimate is because the majority who have quorum and having session. These things I mean, they should look at the Constitution. Okay. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot for your input. We'll take the last caller from this end, 0555 101075. Hello.
Yeah, how you doing?
Yes, sir. Please go ahead. You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Sekou Kane. I'm calling for Jefferson Market.
Sekou, go ahead.
Yeah, the asset declaration. Actually, the paper have to have market on them, but okay. I think to it that most of them will be dismissed because they are proving to order they are criminal because their intention is bad. Because he said he was coming there for rescue, then he to go by the road. So the paper will not take side with them. If the paper take side with them, definitely the government will be checked out. So I rest my case.
Well, thank you very much for your input. Thanks a lot for your input. Well, I think we want to hold it at that and do our closing now. It's been a great show tonight. Let's start with you, more about your closing, and then Emmy will take us home. You are muted.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson, and thank you to our many listeners. My closing today, I would just appeal to the government, like whatever the government come up with, the government should be able to act on it because when the government speaks, people listen, people take it very seriously. Like not something like people that saying, what the government talk, we don't care. No, people cares. People listen to radio. People read newspaper. People watch Facebook posts. So we are appealing. For me, I'm appealing to the government, which is the president. That be specific. Let the president act on the people who will be defying the law, who will be refusing to declare their assets. Let the government or the president suspend them up. If possible, they should be fired because it's overdue. We all know that. It's not something that to argue on. We understand that the president now will be everybody bossing do the one, but when they're working according to the Constitution and the confine of the Constitution, I think people will try to respect the government and people respect the president. If the president speaks and actions come, whenever he speaks. So I think the president get a lot to do, but this one, how much he said 10 days, let him stick to his 10 days and let him take action. Those who all defy his law, let them be punished for their action. Thank you.
Well, thank you, Emmy.
Yeah, thank you, Nelson. Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. Yeah, thank you, everyone. Concerning the whole asset declaration, I don't think it should be something that people try to beat on the president or well, I can understand it, but I don't think it should be like I already said that if you're given a job to do, you shouldn't have to be micromanaged before you feel like you have to do your job and perform your duties or code of conduct. We all get that wherever we at. They tell you what to do and stuff like that. Yes, if you don't, there are consequences. So now maybe we're about to see it. That this is where now some of us will start holding him accountable to the president that you can't say something and you don't do it. So in case these people don't declare, then and he doesn't do anything about it, like everyone already speculating, I would have a problem with that. And then I would start to think then that maybe he himself don't want his government to do well, because if you're letting little things like this go it could pot up, and next thing you know, it'll get bigger and bigger and bigger. So it's better late, I mean, than never. So since he's saying and doing something about it now with you, um, I think we should accept that and see what would be done next. And the whole thing about the capital and all of that speaker stuff, I'm so exhausted and I don't like to talk about it. Whatever they do there, I hope they just don't burn the building down. What and from there, we hope to see, the right thing being done and everything being settled for them to move on and start working for the Liberian people. And we hope our people there be in peace and they are safe and everything is going well in the country. I know things are hard now. Some anticipated that we knew that it was going to get hard and even harder before it gets better. When rebuilding is not an easy thing, I think what makes it bad when the citizens are hearing all of these corruption and things going on, money being shared and doing this, and they're suffering. That makes it sound, it makes them lose hope and something. But if they're going through these tough times and the government is trying to do their best, I don't think anybody will complain because everybody understand it's very hard to rebuild, and this is where we are now. So I really hope and pray that the government will pay attention. President Waga, we came on here, we campaign, and we knew that you're gonna do better, and we want you to start really doing something better. We're not saying turn the whole city into gold now, but at least take action when these people that you put into power or places when they do something wrong. Take actions and let the citizens see you being intentional. That support for you will grow more. Thank you guys, and we hope to see you back here when tomorrow. And I have a great Thanksgiving. I'm thankful for y'all, for everyone in the comment section and on the show, and
The radio as well.
thank God that we all made it this far. And I pray that we'll see many more Thanksgivings as we go forward in good health, and our country will get better. It's like my boy Samuel told said, we have a lot of technical glitches right now, but we are praying that that technology will settle and we will do well and
You
we'll
got
see
a lot of
better
what
technical glitches. So that's a corrupt term of something. So yeah, so good night, guys. Thank you for staying up. The
Yeah.
ones that are back home, and we'll see you next time.
And just before we go, we want to do a special birthday greeting to
Yeah, to Africa.
our colleague Alfred.
So they made 40. They made a whole paragraph, my man.
Time is calling your funny age here.
Did a piece.
I can't say. And they made post on Facebook. So the airway already carry.
The man did a piece today. A very great one.
Oh yeah, it was too long. My ears are heavy one. I do going through the entire stuff.
So we want to wish him a happy birthday. Alfred has been a very a valuable member of the team, a strong contributor. He brings his own flavor, his own taste to the discourse every time he comes on. He has been known all the time to be our Lee Kuan Yew.
Lee Kuan Yew.
Lee Kuan Yew.
Very intellectual, does lots of research, and we can only wish you all the best as you celebrate your later day today, Mr. Alfred Kanowa. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
You had plans. You wanted to be on the show tonight. You had love, but you couldn't make it. Your work held you down.
Yeah, you gotta push it out, man.
Yeah, but we're saying happy birthday to you, Alfred Kanowa. We wish Lee Kuan Yew all the best, and we hope that man can be back on the show maybe tomorrow or sometime next week. So we
can
can
many more birthdays to come in good health.
So get boss glasses, huh?
Yeah, interestingly, his wife celebrated her birthday just a couple of days ago, and he's celebrating today. So happy birthday to you, Alfred Kanowa. We wish you
happy
all the
birthday,
best.
bro.
Yeah. So till we come back, have a good night, everyone. Late night show will be back on the radio tomorrow. Until then, I'm Nelson Colette, Ami, Marshall Territory, been here. More about Zoka as well. This is how I would like to say good
Mr.
night.
Liverpool.
Good night.